Hey everyone. So if you remember last year, I did a video like this where I talked about 6th grade, and I said that 6th grade was the best and worst year ever, but this year I'd say 7th grade is the best and quickest year ever. Because this year went by way too quick. Like, I don't know how, but it just did. So in this video I'll be talking about 7th grade, how it was, pretty much all the things that happened during school, like outside of school, kind of what I did last year. So I'm gonna be referencing a lot of things to like last year, like when I talk about marking periods or quarters, and I talk about like A, B, C, and D days, and you'll know what I'm talking about. And I'll even talk about some parts of things last year. So if you haven't watched last year's video, go look in the description, because the video is gonna be there. So today was actually my last final. I had my math final today. I've been having finals like every single day. That's why I haven't been posting, because I've just been spending all this time like trying to study for them, prepare for them, and everything. So that's why I haven't been uploading. But I have videos being ready to post. Like, I already have some recorded and fully edited and everything. I just have to post them. So I'll be posting those, because I'm actually gonna go on vacation in about a week from now. So actually, when I go on vacation, it's gonna be like about a week from now, maybe after. I'm looking at a calendar right here. So when I post those videos, I'm pretty sure they're gonna be posted before I go on vacation, so I don't have to like record anything. But I'm just gonna go on vacation from July 6th to whatever that next Saturday is. I think it's the 13th. So I'm gonna be down on vacation during that time. And yeah, so let's just get straight into it. So first period was my Spanish class. So I know last year it was different. So you normally have your homeroom first period, but I actually had it second period this year. So first period I had Spanish, and so that class, my teacher, she was really good. I really liked her. On the last day, which was Monday, let me look, like the last full day of school on the 17th, she like brought our entire class, she brought us all like lollipops and like munchkins and a bunch of stuff just for our class, because she said that we were her favorite class and her best class. So I see her that like later in the day she's like more mean. I don't know why. It's just like maybe because she's like more tired later in the day. I don't know. But because I had a first period, she was really nice to our class, and it was just like the first thing of the morning. So JPE General was actually in that class with me, but my teacher put assigned seats, and we never sat next to each other, because with our assigned seats, she only changed them like once every quarter. I really just sat in like the same spot with like the same person every single quarter, because that's just what my teacher does. She doesn't, when she moves your seats, because our seats are like, so there's two desks right next to each other, then there's a space, and there's like another two, and then it's like two desks just like in every row. So the person I was sitting next to, me and him, whenever we would move seats, let's say if we were going like here to like over here, we would still be next to each other, but we were just going to a different spot in the room. So we were never really separated, except for like, because she changed our seats like right before the last week of school. That's when we got separated apart. There's actually one table with 3 desks, and so I was sitting on the right, he was sitting on the left, and someone was in the middle. So yeah, those were the seats that we were in. I'm trying to remember most from that class, but like, I don't know, because this year went by so quick. This is going to be the same with all my other classes as well. Because this went by so quick, I'm going to forget like a lot of things, because this year just went way too quick, and I just can't remember anything that happened from the beginning of the year, because, well, this class we really just learned Spanish. I don't really know what else there is about it. We just learned Spanish. So that was it for first period. Now let's move on to second period. So period 2, I had math. So math was my homeroom, because as I said before, period 2 was our homeroom for 7th grade, but then for 6th and 8th grade they have homeroom period 1. which is where it's supposed to be. But yeah, I just have a period 2. So that math teacher, sometimes she would be nice and sometimes she would be just really mean. It was completely random throughout the entire year. Most of the time she was nice, and as you saw with like the transition thing or whatever it was that I used, it says Excel math. And Excel math is like accelerated math. So it's like, because I'm good at math, I got put into that class. So I really learned like 8th grade stuff in the 7th grade year. And she was nice to that class, probably because we were the accelerated class. So she was nicer to that class. And because we had her for homeroom too, like on the last day of school, we had her for flex. Like flex is like a class that's at the end of the day. Last year I talked about it, but yeah, so when we had her for flex, she would like give out candy and stuff. Like for the last day, she gave out like munchkins and like a bunch of bags of chips. And that's what she normally gives for like certain days, like right before a break. Maybe because we did like a one school, one book thing, and then during that she just gave us those because, I don't know, we were just in her room, so she just kind of gave us those. So she would usually give us a couple things during her class when it was like for like a break, for like a holiday, or like Christmas break, spring break, whatever. We had a party. There's one thing that I didn't really like, is that how when she gave out homework every single day. I can't even remember a single day where she didn't give out homework. The only days where she didn't give out homework is is the day of the test. But like no, I'm not saying like the finals, it's just like any test that we had, we didn't have homework those days. But other than that, I can't even remember any days where we just didn't have homework. And like I would spend a lot of time on that homework, and then if like, because I never really show my work, because I can easily just do math in my head. But like, because I didn't show my work, I would like get a 0 on the homework because I didn't show my work, but I still did like all the problems and everything. I don't really think I had any of my friends in that class. I mean, I had friends in that class, but they don't really have channels because they just don't do YouTube. But yeah, there was some friends in my class, but yeah, that was about it for second period for math. And now let's move on to third period. So period 3, I had ELA. That teacher, she was just annoying. Like, she had like this really high squeaky voice, and she was just like, she was so annoying. She's like my math teacher. Well, she's my math teacher. If she was like mean all the time, she gave us so much work and so much homework every single day. Like, I'm not even joking. She gave us one day to write an entire essay, and we had to memorize it to like write the actual essay. Like, we had to like prepare for it. We had to like write down a bunch of like paragraphs and like the topic sentence and a bunch of stuff. She gave us one day to do that. Just one day. And then we had to like hand it in for like a grade or whatever. Like, that class was just like, I just hated that teacher. Like, the only thing I remember is that there was just a bunch of papers, and my folder literally broke because of how many papers there were. Same at my math, because I got a lot of papers from there. Yeah, I don't really remember anything from ELA besides having a teacher with the squeaky voice, and then having like, there's too many papers. And the worst part about it is that when she gave us like these reading books, or like these independent reading books where we had to do projects for it, those weren't really bad. Well, for the independent reading, they weren't really bad. It was just for the project. But I'm mainly talking about the books that she gave us to read in class. Every night she would always give us like these questions to do, and then there were about like 5 questions per chapter. Well, not really 5 for all of them, but it was like from 1 to like 15 questions per chapter. It was completely random, the amount of questions there were. And I understand those are supposed to help us for our quizzes, which like they do help us for the tests and quizzes that we get. But this is the thing I don't understand. We're doing the homework and she's checking all of it to make sure that we like did the questions. Even though she's checking it, she makes us do reading checks in class. And those reading checks are questions that weren't even on the homework. So even like when you have to review the homework, like none of the questions were on there, and it was like a 15 question reading check, sometimes even 20 questions of just like complete randomness of like just the stuff that were never on the homework. Not only that, but she didn't even prepare us for those quizzes or tests. I mean, for the test, she did prepare us, but like for those reading checks, because in class, we didn't really do anything. We were doing like these activities that have to do with the book, but it doesn't help us at all for our tests or quizzes. And she's been doing that throughout the entire year. And she just like, she's just really mean. She expects like a lot of work from us. Like, but absolutely, like, even the smart kids, they say it's too much. Like, it's just way too many things. And like, it's just so much work from that teacher. I really hope I don't have an ELA teacher as bad as that. Because I remember last year, if you watched last year's video, I said that my ELA teacher is bad. This year, this one was even worse. So that was it for period 3. Now moving on to period 4. So on A and C days, I had band. Band was the best class that I've ever had throughout this entire year. My teacher was really nice. Because I play all those instruments, as you see from like my videos where I, like the videos that I posted where I just play my instruments, she like, some days I would just like bring my trombone into class, then bring my saxophone into class, then bring my flute into class, just bring whatever instrument I want into class, and then she would just let me play it. But for the concert, I played bass clarinet, because bass clarinet's my main instrument. But yeah, just every single day, she would just like, let me bring in whatever instrument I wanted to. Not only that, but she was nice enough to give me this. She straight up gave me a French horn to keep over the summer. Like... This thing has a huge range. But anyways, bass clarinet, which is my main instrument, I rent it from the school. All my other instruments I buy. But this one's actually from the school. But my bass clarinet, it's like, I was supposed to keep it over the summer, but it actually broke right before like this break. So instead of having that, she gave me this. And this is my first time ever having a French horn, so yeah, that's pretty cool. Because I'm not sure if it's the same with like all of your schools, but when you do band, you have to like select 3 instruments. And the instruments that I chose, number 3, trombone, number 2, French horn, and then number 1, clarinet, and then I played clarinet. But if I would have played French horn, this is what I'll be playing. She also did small ensemble, and small ensemble is like a couple of 7th and 8th graders, and like they sign up to like be put in this, like to be put in a group, like a small ensemble. And in that group for our concert, I actually arranged my own song, and then we played it for that concert. So I actually played alto sax for that because we don't have any alto saxophones and we needed one, so I just played it because we have 2 bass clarinets, so the other one just played the bass clarinet part, and then I went on to alto sax. So yeah, that was pretty cool. I was able to like play my own song. That was for the small ensemble though. For the regular concert band, she just like picked out her own songs. But yeah, she was like a really nice teacher. Not only that, but this was actually my first year doing a NYSSMA solo. And a NYSSMA solo, well, NYSSMA stands for New York State School Music Association. So you get these solos, and then you go out to a high school, like not a high school like around here. You have to go pretty far, and then you go to play that solo, and then if you do really good on it, then you get put into a special group. I have to wait for my results in 8th grade to see if I get put into that other group. And not only that, but there's something else. So I got this letter, and then there's an honors band in a school. It's like 30 minutes away from here. But yeah, so every single Sunday, I have to go into a rehearsal. So yeah, I'm doing that throughout all of September once I get into 8th grade. So yeah, she signed me up for that, and also she signed up JPE General for that. And yeah, and then there's this other girl, and yeah, so we're all gonna be there. So in that class, Choppy was there, and JPE General was there, and I think that was everybody in there. Oh yeah, Blue Fighter 45 as well. So all 3 of them were in that class. Just so you know, like, I play bass clarinet, Blue Fighter 45 plays tenor sax, and then Choppy and JPE General both play trumpet. JPE General was actually in both honors band and small ensemble. Not that honors band that I was just talking about, but there's an honors band at my school, and the person who like conducts that is the 6th grade teacher. I think I talked about it last year, but yeah, it's another NYSSMA thing, not a solo, but like the entire band goes to play. And so there's these ratings. You can get bronze, silver, gold, and then gold with distinction. Gold with distinction means like you did even better than gold. You sound like a professional band, and you just like played everything correctly. And we got gold with distinction this year. So yeah, that was pretty cool. So that was everything in band. And so now we're not going to move on to 5th period, but 4th period again for B and D days. So in period 4 on B and D days, I had gym. And let's just say I don't really like gym. Like, not if it's like my teacher or anything, I just don't really like gym. So there's actually 2 different gyms at my school, because in my district, there's like 5 elementary schools that go into 1 middle school and then 2 high schools. So when you have that 1 middle school, there's like a lot of kids. So in that school, there's 2 gyms. There's gym A and then gym B. I was in gym B with Choppy, and then JPE General and Blue Fighter 45 were both in gym A. So me and Choppy were just like, we were talking like that entire time. We wouldn't really, well, we would do, most of the time we would do like this stuff we were supposed to do, but after the other time we would just talk, and like we wouldn't really do anything because we would just talk. I know I said I don't really like gym, but I guess because this year I actually have like my friends in that class, that this year it was pretty good. But last year I had like no friends in my class. So that was it for period 4. Now moving on to period 6. So period 6, science. So you can see how I skipped period 5, because period 5 is my lunch period. Nothing really important happened. It was just lunch. I was eating food. Yeah, that was it. But period 6, I had science, and that teacher, my teacher was really nice, but he just gave out a lot of work, and he would always give out a lot of work, but every single thing was graded, which kind of destroyed my average, because he like graded every little thing, like ever. And what I didn't like is that how most of the time in the year he would have like these mini quizzes, which were like these were like these 3-question quizzes, and then let's say if you get one wrong, you get like a 66 on the entire thing. And then I kept getting that a lot because I kept getting that one question wrong, and then that like destroyed my average a lot, because with like my quiz grades and like how I just got like 66 on it because I missed one question, like that's just because he did that a lot. Sometimes it would even be 2 questions or like 4 or something. So yeah, that kind of messed up my average a lot. Not only that, but he just had like so many things were graded, and yeah, I wanted to get into earth science, but like I just can't, like I'm just not really good at science. I had no friends in that class, and the worst part about that is how there was actually a power outage at my school like a week ago. So during that power outage, It happened during this period, and I had no friends in that class, so that whole time I really just like, I was really just like doing my homework and stuff, so didn't really have that many things to do in that class during the power outage. But like for like the actual class, the teacher was, he was really nice. He was like really chill. He's a really good teacher, but he just graded a bunch of things. And yeah, so that was it for 6th period. Period 7, I had social studies. So this teacher, he was probably the best teacher that I had. Best teacher that I had for like, he was like a cool teacher. He was like really chill, relaxed. He would always like tell stories in class. He's a good teacher by doing that, but he's like the worst teacher at teaching because he didn't really teach. He really just told stories like the entire class. And then he would give us like these tests. Then I would do so bad on them. And like even the final too, I felt like I did bad on that because he just doesn't teach. And then I like don't know half the things that are on the test because he just doesn't teach. Just like my science teacher, he didn't really give out that much homework. Like he barely gave out homework. And the only homework that we really had were like study guides. Same thing with my 6th period teacher. I don't think I mentioned my 6th period teacher's homework, but yeah, we really just had like study guides and stuff, and sometimes you would have like some worksheets to do. But other than that, my social studies teacher just wouldn't teach. He just really told stories. Me and my friends, well, I don't know if I'm allowed to say his name, but my friend, he isn't on YouTube. He's never been on a video before. Like he doesn't even have a channel or anything, so I don't know if I'll say his name. Once again with that class, I did have friends in that class who don't have channels, but like, I didn't have any friends that did YouTube. That was all for 7th period. Now moving on to 8th period. So for period 8, this class actually switched every quarter. So for the first quarter, I had computers. So I know how I've been saying how this year went by way too quick and I completely forgot a lot of things. This is exactly why. Like, this was first quarter. I don't remember a single thing from that class. The only thing I remember is that I completed Typing Agent like 2 weeks before the quarter ended. Because I'm a really quick typer. Each quarter was like 10 weeks about, and then every day we would spend about like 10 to 15 minutes just doing Typing Agent. And like we would do Typing Agent, then we would do like a bunch of these other projects. But I completely forgot what those projects were. And all that I know is that I completed Typing Agent and I got 100 in that class, so yeah. So for the second quarter, I had health. And yeah, my health teacher, kind of like my science teacher, wouldn't give out homework at all. Well, my computer teacher, you don't really get homework in computers, you just you just don't. But yeah, back to health. Health was like my science teacher. She was really nice, but she just graded like everything, and she didn't really give out that much homework. But this time she didn't really have like those 3-question tests like my science teacher did. She just like, I guess it was just because she graded everything, and like a couple times in that year she was like, oh, you haven't turned this in. I'm like, you never told us about that. And like, I don't know, because a couple days I was out, and then the day I came back, she would tell me absolutely nothing that happened the day before. Like, she would just, like, go back to teaching, and then if there's, like, assignments that I had to do, she, like, wouldn't tell me, so I had no idea I was supposed to do that work. And then I got, like, a bunch of zeros because of that. I was only out for, like, 2 days, too, which, like, yeah, like, I just don't know anymore. And then right before the quarter ended, we were doing our, like healthy eating unit, and so right at the end we actually had a party where everybody like brought in either fruit, vegetable, grain, whatever's on like that My Plate thing or whatever the plate is. I don't know, but like all I remember is that I brought in carrots, and then a bunch of other people brought in food, and then during that day, like I would go around, I would put like a couple carrots in everyone's plate, and then we would all just have like a nice food to eat for like the entire quarter. So that was all for health. Quarter 2. Now moving on to quarter 3, art. So art, was probably my second favorite class. My teacher was really nice. She, I got 100 in that class as well. I just really like drawing, and I really like art, and, yeah, so I did really good in that class. I remember throughout the entire quarter, we just did like a bunch of projects, but the worst part is that how that was the third quarter. And, I remember last year my art teacher said how during the third quarter it snows the most, and we had a lot of snow days during that quarter. We also had a clay project that we had to do. Here's the clay that I had. You see here it's orange, red, blue, and then it's green on the inside. And then this is part of the project. We had to like put like well, it's either like an object, or I think you have to put an animal on there, so I just put a cat on there. See that? It's cat. I tried to make it look like this cat. Not only that, but we also like drew a bunch. Yeah, we just had like a lot of projects and stuff to do. It was pretty fun. I like that class. And now moving on to fourth quarter. So consumer science, this is the class that I remember the most because like I just had it right before the year ended. And I guess like my favorite thing that we did in that class is our cooking unit. So we made these pastrami rolls, I think they're called. I forgot what they were called. Something rolls. We made pizza, and then we made cookies, all from scratch. And yeah, I really liked cooking that. Yeah, because I just really like cooking, and they all tasted good. I think the worst thing that happened in that class is that when we were learning about the friendship or relationship unit, I think it was called. And during that unit, I forgot why, but she said that she wanted a shy person to go up there. So a bunch of people were raising their hand, and then she chose me because I wasn't raising my hand. And then she made me like, I don't know, I had a seat like this, and then she was like right here, like leaning on top of me. And then I don't know why, but I just don't really like it when like a bunch of people are like staring at me. It makes me feel like really uncomfortable, and I don't really like it. And I just felt really awkward there. So that was probably the worst thing that happened there. I literally felt like I was about to die because I just felt really embarrassed, and I just felt like really awkward and weird. I mean, I know that I do this YouTube thing where like, because when I said I don't like when a lot of people are looking at me, but like it's like if it's in that way, if like I'm really uncomfortable and like I feel awkward and everything. But let's just say if I'm just like fine, or like say if like people meet me, if that's ever gonna happen, then I'll be fine with that. But I'm just saying, like, I just really hated that one moment, more like that bruh moment. So that was it for fourth quarter. Well, that was it for eighth period anyways. For quarters 1 and 3, JP General was in my class, but for quarters 2 and 4, we had the same class but different teachers. So yeah, that was it for 8th period. So earlier in this video I was talking about Flex, and Flex is like this class. It's really just like an extra help class, or like a class that you like study in and stuff. So every single day we had a different class. It was different for everyone. So on A days I had Math Flex, on B days I had ELA Flex, on C days I had Science Flex, and D days I had Social Studies Flex. Like, the reason why I'm putting this all together in like one Flex class is because like we didn't really do anything. Like, so in Math Flex we had for the first half of the year we did Khan Academy, and then for the second half of the year we just didn't really do anything. It was just kind of like a free period. ELA Flex, the entire year we always had work to do. And one of my favorite things that we did is how we had to do a persuasive presentation. So we had to make our own presentation on Google Slides, and then we had to present it to the class. So my presentation was, should we have a Flex class? And I'm saying to remove this Flex class, and I actually did one on this. And this Flex class, it's just useless. There's like an extra 9th period. It like wastes, it's just a waste of time, honestly. Like, nothing is graded. and it's literally just ninth period. It's just like, I want to get home. I don't want to waste my time in this class. So when I made that, when I was done, my teacher said the reason why we have this flex class is because we need like, we need like a certain amount of time in school, like a certain amount of time each day. And I just feel like if we need a certain amount of time, we can extend the periods. That if we extend the periods, we can learn more things in that time, which means we could have shorter school years. Or maybe if you had the teachers that I have, like my social studies teacher who would just teach stories, maybe we would actually learn something in that class. And then the rest of ELA Flex, we just did this work. I didn't really do any of the work because it was completely pointless. Like, it wasn't graded. What's the point of doing it? Also, it had nothing to do with our normal like ELA class. It had nothing to do with it. I just found it really pointless. I didn't really care about that class. So yeah, that was it for ELA Flex on B days. Now on C days, I had Science Flex, and in Science Flex, we would sometimes do work. Like sometimes, most of the time we just like had to make up the stuff that we need to turn in because of how many things we needed to turn in. So besides doing all like the work that we had to turn in and then all the projects that we had to do in there, I actually did do the work. It's just that like, because most of the stuff we had to present, like almost everything we had to do in there we had to present. So that's why I just did all the work. And that's why I did the work for my ELA class. Only for that presentation though is when I did the work. Kind of the same with like my math class with like the Khan Academy. She didn't even grade though, so I just didn't feel like doing it. And then the last thing that we did in Science Flex is that like for the last 10 minutes, because my teacher just has like animals in his classroom. He has a snake and a bearded dragon, so we would take those out for like the last 10 minutes of Flex. Sometimes we would even feed them, and we kind of did that throughout the entire year. My school's pretty retarded, so it doesn't allow, like, we're not allowed to have our phones on us for some reason. So yeah, he would let us use our phones in his Flex class because like to like record the animals. So yeah. And then on D days I had Social Studies Flex. So during Social Studies Flex, we watched what's called CNN 10. And CNN 10, it's really just, it's kind of like CNN, but like it's like student news, I guess. So it's like news for like students. And then it's like exactly 10-minute videos of like things that happen every day. And sometimes the videos would be 9 minutes and 59 seconds, or it would be 10 minutes and 1 second. And every single time we saw that, our class would like, we would all be like freaking out because it was like 1 second off. So the guy who hosts it, his name is Carl Azus. And on my, like on one of the walls in the classroom, there's just like a bunch of memes of him, just like all over the walls. Even I made one of my own memes. It's on there. It's gonna be there for like however long my teacher's gonna be staying there, but yeah, just all my memes are on there. That's pretty much what we did in Flex. I talked about this last year about my bus, but yeah, so this year the bus was a bit crazy. In the beginning of the year, there was a fist fight on my bus. It was between one of my friends and then this 8th grader. And yeah, they were like fighting and stuff, and like my bus driver, he just like, I remember he stopped the bus, and then like everyone was like freaking out because this is all happening. And then yeah, so the people that got into a fist fight, yeah, it was like my friend, the 8th grader. The 8th grader was the one who started it. So my friend, he got 2 days of ISS, in school suspension. And then the 8th grader who started all of this got nothing. He got absolutely nothing. I have no idea how, but he just didn't get anything. And because of that, the bus driver that I had, he actually got moved to a different bus because that happened. So thank you, 8th grader, for doing that. I really hate that 8th grader. He's just like, He was just annoying. He always thought he was like the best kid. He always thought he was like important. He always thought that he was like all popular. He was like kind of like the ruler of the bus. He would like tell everybody to like do whatever. He would just be screaming and everything, acting like people care about it. So when we got the new bus driver, there's actually a new kid who moved in a couple blocks away. Let's just say he's thick. He's probably like 7 feet tall. He's like fat. He's like, alright, you see this? This is how thin I am. You see that? It's like about like this. It's like that. He's like this. He's fat. For some reason, that kid like couldn't sit down. So every single day he was like standing up. He was just like, yo man, what's up? Yo. He would just be doing that like every single day, just like shoving his butt in our faces. And he would always ask like stupid questions to like my friends. He was like, what's your favorite part about women? Yo, I was her personality, man. Oh my god, can you like shut up? Redneck. Yo man, you redneck. Yo, redneck. Don't know why, but he would call everyone a redneck. And then that new bus driver we had, he was a little bit more strict, but oh yeah, so right at the end of the year, we had, we also had this last year, but this year we had a water fight. So everyone brought in a water bottle, and then they would take the water bottle and they would just like squirt it like everywhere. This year it wasn't as good as last year. Last year was so good, but this year just like it wasn't as good as last year. And the reason is because it was supposed to be last week on Wednesday, but for some reason people were doing it on Monday and Tuesday. And because of that, on Wednesday the bus driver was like, okay guys, I don't want you getting water all over the seats, because the people had to ruin it. Also yesterday on I don't know when this video is being posted, but so on Monday, for some reason, like, because when I have my finals, you either go in the morning or the afternoon. It just kind of depends how the people make it. So yesterday I went into the afternoon. So yesterday on Monday, well actually I don't know when this is going to be posted, but yesterday was Monday as I'm recording this. And so they changed up the schedule of the elementary schools, so that elementary schools had a half day. And because they had a half day, like, it was just confusing. Like, I just don't, like, I don't even know anymore. It was just like, I got on the bus, and then elementary school kids were on there. The 7th graders were getting on the bus, but all the elementary school kids were still on the bus, and then they were getting dropped off, and we were getting picked up at the exact same time. It was really weird. It was just weird, okay? That was about it for the bus. Now that I'm done with like all school and everything, now I'm just gonna talk about how my life outside of school was. So my life outside of school, it was pretty bad. So from September through December, I got, okay, I learned about this in my classes this year, and I realized that I got peer pressured into like changing up my channels and stuff. So when I did my Roblox videos, I've been wanting, like, I just wanted to be making those Roblox videos, and then like my friends all pressured me to like change up my channel and start making like exposing videos or whatever. So then I actually did that, and then I got in trouble for that. So I won't be making any exposed videos ever again. Actually, I lied. I might be doing one. I don't know. Yeah, but throughout all those months, I've just been making those videos, and I feel so stupid. Cause like, when I did that, I privated all my other videos. Those videos were doing so well. I could have had like a really good channel right now, but I had to private all of them because I was stupid. Good thing I didn't delete them though. Good thing I didn't delete them. But like, I made them all public. I'm pretty sure on New Year's, I was just thinking about like the new year, new me, whatever it is. So I just wanted to do, I just wanted to like, repost all of my videos that I put up there. So, yeah, so I did that, and, realized I kind of killed my own channel because I listened to, my friends. So this is why, because when I was making those videos, I was like, I really shouldn't be doing this. I should probably be playing Roblox. And like, I wanted to play Roblox. Like, I wanted to be a Roblox YouTuber, but like, I don't know. I just felt pressured into just like making all the rants and stuff. So I killed my own channel basically throughout like the rest of 2019, or throughout all of 2019 so far. I basically like my channel's just been dead, and like I just don't know what to do about it. So yeah, that's about it for my outside life. Cause I really just focused on doing YouTube throughout that entire time. I wasn't really like hanging out with my friends as much as I used to. Um, so yeah, that was all like my outside life stuff. And that was basically my 7th grade year. So if you like this video, make sure to leave a like, hit that subscribe button, turn on post notifications, and comment down below what you want me to do next. Goodbye, everyone.